No, I ain't got nobody watching me, but it's all good. We're gonna build this thing back up. I got a whole different setup set up. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing together. We're gonna get this thing right. Yeah, I should have my sounds right on this one. Listen, from time to time, I'm gonna do a show. It's called Fuck You. And it goes to anybody. It's a show for people to say fuck you, obviously. But it goes out to anybody. It's like fuck me, fuck you, fuck them. And it's really for it's for people who just don't like people, who hate on people, who it's so it's for people who just I just want to phrase it correctly. I want to phrase this correctly. The fuck you shows it's so many shows to where when somebody does something, they like a lot of people come to their defense. A lot of people want to like bring up another argument. A lot of people say their piece and like, oh, I just don't like this person. This is like a this. I want the fuck yous to be okay. Like we should be able to be like, yo, just fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't really matter. Like I don't care about what they did good. I don't really care too much about all the shit they might have did that was wrong. But on this particular subject, on this particular thing that I heard about them, I'm just like fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, sometimes it could be fuck me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like fuck everybody, yo. At any given point, yo. Like, all right, we gonna start off like with Jay Z, right? He's in the headlines right now because he put his 30th anniversary album in Target as a Target exclusive, even though it's not exclusive, whatever. But anyway, you know, there's a big boycott on Target by black people, and they feel like this is another time where Jay Z is saying fuck black people and only really thinking about his own pockets, like the other time with the NFL and all that. Even though I'm on the side of Jay Z, to be honest with you. But for the people who not on the side of Jay Z or the people who just don't care, let's just say fuck Jay Z. Like we don't have to accept that. Oh, he did shit for black people, and he gave what was it for the Columbine school shooting? He gave all his proceeds away that one concert, or he did whatever he did. Like it's okay to just be like, yo, fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Jay Z. Yo, like let's just go with that. Like if we don't like if you don't like that he's put his album in Target, let's just say fuck that nigga and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still gonna put his album in Target. That ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Jay Z putting his album in Target ain't gonna change. He's still gonna do it. Your protest or you getting on your podcast or you getting on your Instagram, Twitter, and voicing your opinion is not gonna stop Jay Z from putting his album in Target. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you don't want to buy Jay Z's album from Target, say fuck Jay Z. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him. I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with his capitalism. I don't agree with what he's doing. Is stepping out against us as a black person. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him. Now, to me, I do believe that Jay Z is gonna move how he moves. For one, but Jay Z has a white fan base, is what I want to say. And let's say he has somewhat of an uh, audience that comes from Target, somewhat of a significant audience that comes from Target. If he has an audience that shops at Target, and he wants to put his album in Target for that audience, whether it only now is black. I mean, that is now only white people because all the black people boycotted it. Let him sell to his white audience that shops at Target. See what I'm saying? And for all the black people who say, "Yo, Jay, you selling out and whatever," say fuck Jay Z. That's what I'm saying. Say fuck him. Like, we not buying this album. We not going to his concert. Fuck you and your 30th anniversary. Like, let's just go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of the banter. We don't have like we can't say fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I do something or say something wrong, and you don't want to watch me no more, or you don't want to support a certain amount of shows that I'm doing, or you don't want to support me for a couple months because you want me to feel the wrath of your purchase or your viewing time and your hours, say fuck Brian. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like, I want to get on. I want to hear more of that. Like, just like flat out, just fuck niggas. You know, I'm just not feeling nigga right now. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And I just think the world and the rest of 2026 and beyond, I just want to hear a lot more podcasters, a lot more people just be like, fuck niggas. I don't like nigga did some shit. I don't fuck with him. I'll fuck with that nigga in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? When I'm over it or I'm not thinking about it and the motherfucking his music come on or when the concert come, I'm back on Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? But for this Target shit, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And I just believe this should be across the board for anybody. Anybody just on some, like I said, whatever scandal goes on, whatever thing is happening in the news, just say fuck them. It ain't got to be that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can get the fucks. Just we just handing out fucks all day, every day. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you cool, fuck you, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I do. Half baked, my movie. But I did it live the other day. I took it down because the audio was messed up. Shout out to my boy Brandon. He helped me out with that. He was the only one watching at the time. And when I seen the message, I got to running it back and I understood what it was. So right now we should have the clean audio. Might be a little loud, I don't know. But we'll run it back. But like I said, every once in a while, I just want to say fuck you. And this live is going to stay up. And what else we getting to? Oh, we got to talk about the Knicks because, like I said, I was on live the other night, Juneteenth, top of the morning. It was like 2 a.m. So big shot, happy Juneteenth. You know what I mean? I skipped the day of that, but we gonna say happy Juneteenth, free the black people. Oh, I'm gonna say this again, since if you wasn't live with me, you ain't see it. For Juneteenth people, it's a holiday, right? A black holiday, a white holiday. It's a holiday in America. Is what I'm trying to get at. For every holiday in America that America celebrates is some type of uh financial business capitalistic twist to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or for Memorial Day, you might go to a furniture store, you might go to an appliance store, you might go to whatever establishment, and they may have like a Memorial Day sale, you know, a Veterans Day sale, a Fourth of July Day sale. There's plenty of party promoters who put out Martin Luther King Day parties, and you see Martin Luther King on the flyers. There's plenty of Labor Day parties. There's plenty of Christmas parties. Oh, Christmas is a big capitalism holiday where you know everything is about buying and giving. Valentine's Day, uh whatever holiday, you get what I'm saying? So as a black man, and I'm talking to my black people, yo, get over it. If the people want to celebrate Juneteenth and you wanted to have your day off, you don't want to go into work that day, you're going to have to settle with the white man is going to try to capitalize on the holiday. It is what it is. White, black, whoever the business owner is. Stop with the, oh, that's cultural appropriation and all that, because plenty of Cinco de Mayo and all of that where people dress up and what is it, St. Patrick's Day, y'all going to bars and drinking. It's St. Patrick's Day sale, buy 2 beers for $1 or whatever all of the things. Hey, if we gonna appropriate all the other holidays and we want Juneteenth to be this holiday here in America, just know there's capitalism coming with that. There's holiday sales coming with that. It's not just going to be some, oh, this is a black person's holiday. That's not what it is. So I'm not saying I heard that this year. I heard that plenty of years before when it was kind of just getting grooving. But this is the first year I got my little podcast and I'm saying it. Hey, listen. It is what it is. Black people, if you want a holiday where you got the day off, you're going to just have to settle for all the other shit that come with it, just like any other holiday. That's where I'm leaving at. And what I discussed the other day, what happened last Saturday, it's a week now. If you didn't know, now you know. The New York Knicks won. The New York Knicks won the NBA championship for the first time in 53 years. I myself am not a Knicks fan. I am not a Knicks fan. I am from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised for 21 years of my life when I moved to North Carolina, but I did not grow up a Knicks fan. For anybody who wants to know, how did you not grow up a Knicks fan? How did you end up a Chicago Bulls fan? How did you end up a Dallas Cowboys fan? I tell people all the time, you got to thank my pops. My dad is very competitive. He's a very competitive person, and he made me not a Chicago Bulls fan, but he didn't make me a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I tell people there's a skill, or there's a skill to, I mean, there's a spectrum to anything in this world, right? You could put a spectrum to anything. And my pops kind of, to me, falls on the extreme end of competitiveness. And like he's an extreme competitor in that way. Um, Growing up, a lot of dads or a lot of moms or a lot of grandparents or whatever, whoever raised you, they they may be into sports or whatever they're into, right? But let's for this subject, we're talking sports. When that mom or dad has a kid, they say, "Hey, I am." Let's take the Knicks for example. I am a Knicks fan, so my kid is a Knicks fan. This is a Knicks household, and that's just what it is. So when your kid grows up, you see all the pictures of your kids in Knicks gears. You put all the pictures of your kids in Knicks gears and all of that, boom, boom, boom. So now, when this kid grows up, all they know is Knicks. I've been a Knicks fan. My dad was a Knicks fan. My granddad was a Knicks fan. It is what it is, right? That's the extreme end of it. Like someone who forces their kid to be into sports, and if they are into or either or if they are into sports, this is who you're a fan of because you my kid, right? And then you kind of just take that. The middle of that spectrum is we love sports, whatever, whatever. In this house, we love basketball. We love the NBA. You watch TV when the NBA come on, you can just pick your team. It's cool, it's whatever, whatever, right? That's the middle of the road. It don't really matter. Even though your dad could be a Knicks fan, your mother could be an Indiana Pacers fan or a Lakers fan, and then when you grow up, you could be a Celtics fan just because at the time this is an NBA household or whatever, a sports household. But we, like I said, we talk about NBA. It's an NBA household, and while the season is going, you just happen to pick a team, and that's just was your team. So, like I said, your mom was a Laker fan, your dad's a Knicks fan, you end up being a Celtics fan. That's the middle of the road. In between the middle and the extreme of no, you a fan, or you a Knicks fan because your daddy's a Knicks fan. In the middle of that extreme is this is a Knicks household. This is a Laker household. So you may be able to pick another team, or I'm not gonna force you to pick a team. I'm not gonna force you to pick a to be a Knick. But no, while you in this house, you're a Knicks fan. So secretly in your room, you could be rooting for the Lakers or the Celtics or whatever. But all the paraphernalia, if you want some gear as a child, I'm saying as a child, it's Knicks or nothing. Like we ain't buying. I'm not forcing you to do nothing. You don't got all the pictures of being in the Knicks gear. You didn't have to grow up rooting for the Knicks, but just know this is a Knicks household, and when you get your own house, you get your own. You can start your own paraphernalia. I didn't grow up in none of those, right? Like I said, I grew up on the whole end of the spectrum as a competitive dad. Now let me land my plane on that. My dad is so competitive. Now I'm gonna say this is the only credit I could give him. This is coming from right now. I'm 41, about to be 42 in a couple months. This is still my brain from when I was a kid. Now maybe I misremembered, or maybe I took it wrong. That's the only grace I can give my dad. But this is how it computed to me, and this is how it would just always be in my brain because I don't remember it no differently. And then when I had this discussion with my dad, he didn't really change it. He ain't never said, "Oh, nah, I didn't do that," whatever, right? But when my dad, when NBA used to come on, right? My dad is a Knicks fan. He's a diehard Knicks fan. He goes, "This is my team. Who you got?" You see what I'm saying? And far as I remember, and like I said, he competitive, so we betting, or not like betting cash. Like I said, this is coming from when I'm 8, 9 years old. I don't know if you know, being from New York. New York is a majority basketball culture. This is not the South where the Southern is football culture. So in New York, we really into basketball, right? So like I said, my dad goes, "This is the Knicks is playing. This is my team. What's your team?" Or whatever, right? To my recollection, if I pick the same team as my dad, like say I picked the Knicks, oh now I'm going with the Knicks too. He would be like, "Nah, that's my team. Who team you got?" That's how I remember it. That's all I'm saying. It was either that, like that's a memory of mine that I do remember is what I'm saying. But it's either that, or when he said, "This is my team," I felt compelled as a kid to either pick the other team. See what I'm saying? So it wasn't like in my kid brain, I never grew up feeling like I could ever pick the same team as my pops. And this goes for all sports. My dad watched all baseball, football. That's why I ended up being a Cowboys fan. Now, like I said, I'm a kid who grew up in 1980. Well, I was born. Pardon me. I was born in 1984. So when I really started understanding basketball, I would say the the hottest team was the Bulls. The hottest team of football was the Cowboys, right? And that's the two major sports per se outside of, you know what I mean, baseball and soccer, hockey, whatever. But you know, my dad football and baseball. Now you got to understand, in the 90s, where I would have been coming of age and really understanding it, and then I have a pops who's very competitive. Who's the teams that were the great, like the best at that time? The Bulls and the Cowboys. So when I first coming of age, and it's like, well, coming of age of that understanding, which would probably be 9, 10, 11 years old, which is 84, it would be 93, 92, 93, 94, 10 years old, 95. '96. That's Cowboys and Bulls. See what I'm saying? So now, yes, I'm propelled to feel like I have to pick the team that beats my dad, right? And then at the same time, you have to understand I want to beat my dad, but there's also a rule that most people follow. As a man, once you pick your team, that's your team. Now I know, like growing up, I know there's a lot of flip floppy people, but it's like a rule in manhood that say once you pick your team, that's your team. See what I'm saying? You can't have two, three teams, and like I know a lot of people who like players, and a lot of people don't like that rule. And you know when it comes to man shit, when you are around other men and somebody comes up and says, "Oh, I like this team and this team and this team," as a man, you look at them crazy. But that's just not here nor there. But that's part of the allure of how I still like the Bulls, why I still like the Dallas Cowboys, how I kind of in my brain compartmentalize of how I landed on the Bulls and the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I didn't really have too many teams, and like it's just something. It was just if they're the hottest team and that's the ones they're being promoted, that's the ones you see all the time on TV. That's just a thing. It's like that's who you go with. You see what I'm saying? Just as a kid, that just sticks in your brain. So my dad, like I said, he's on the extreme end. I think that's very extreme because you're forcing your kid to not like your team, but to pick against you just so you could be competitive. I don't find nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's just how I got here. Now, in the middle of that and just we don't care, I guess on the spectrum of the middle in that side of the thing, I guess it would be similar to somebody saying, "Hey, I'm a Nick fan. You could be whatever you want to be, but we just gonna be competitive about it or whatever." You know what I'm saying? But so it's like maybe you understand. Oh, I can pick the Knicks. Like I can pick the Knicks because I could be with my dad, but I want to be competitive because we got that competitive relationship. I like it, so I'm gonna pick this team and go against it and go against him. You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like I'd even that's why I said I don't feel like I had the option to even pick his team because like I said, I vividly remember times, not I wouldn't say vividly because I can't really recall it, but I do remember times or the feeling of I should say that I vividly remember the feeling of saying, "Hey, I'm going for this team too," and he like, "Nah, that's my team. What team you going for?" You know what I'm saying? But I said all that is long winded. Listen, the Knicks won the NBA championship. So I grew up high school, middle school, whatever, competing with other kids, betting with other kids. I'm a Bulls fan and a Knicks fan, all of the things. The Knicks suck, all of that, right? Growing up in New York, I very much was against the Knicks. It was not until I moved out of state in 2026 that I started having an immense amount of New York pride. What I mean by that, growing up in New York, of course you have New York pride, right? However, there's nowhere to channel that because everybody is from New York, right? So when you grow up in New York, your pride really is your borough, especially in the city. I don't really know how upstate do it, but in the city, It's like I'm Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. Other people, I'm from Staten Island. I'm from Manhattan. Harlem is not a borough, but I love my Harlem people. Harlem. I'm from Harlem. You know what I mean? The sixth borough. Trust me, I know. I grew up in the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. I'm a Queens kid. Whatever it is, like you pick your borough, right? So you grow up with your borough pride. So, like I said, growing up, it's a New York thing because you from New York. But unless you meet a outer towner, you don't really get to use I'm from New York. You see what I'm saying? You just use I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from Queens. See what I'm saying? Now moving out of state down here to North Carolina, coupled with me becoming a truck driver, I started moving around the United States. And when I moved around the United States, you start talking to people, you start seeing Yankee merchandise everywhere. Yankee merchandise is everywhere. Different color. To be honest, I don't know why. It's a brand thing. I get the brand thing. I'm telling you, the branding of the Dallas Cowboys is such a thing that it really is remarkable for the Dallas Cowboys. Just the branding of it. However, when you go from state to store, there is no to I've never seen anybody with more merch in any store in America than the Yankees. That's just a fact. Like when you go to a hat store or some type of sporting goods store in any state in America, I can't speak for outside America as I haven't been, right? But if you go to any type of store that sells hats, store that sells like sports memorabilia or whatever, there is more Yankee apparel than anybody else other than I would say the team of that state, if that makes sense. That means if I wanted to buy a red and green Yankee hat, I will probably find that quicker than if I wanted to buy a red and green Yankee hat in the state of Alabama. I probably can find that quicker than any Mets gear, any Dallas Cowboy gear, any uh Detroit uh Detroit Pistons, uh Detroit Tigers, Chicago Bulls, and like the Yankee, like you could find a Yankee color, any kind of colorway in these stores in Alabama, second to Alabama Road Tide, the college football team. Why I say Alabama Road Tide? They're not called the Road Tide, but they say Road Tide. So like in Alabama, you would have the Alabama football team, the college team. Like Yankees is everywhere, is all I'm saying. But anyway, back to my topic. Seeing that, seeing that, it made me gain a New York pride that was unmatched. To say, now I'm from New York. When people ask you, yo, where you from? Especially like when I first got down here. Yo, where you from? I'm from New York. Where you from? I'm from New York. Going around the country, where you from? I'm from New York. It's not really, and then when people say, hey, where at in New York? Then you say Brooklyn. See what I'm saying? But if somebody asks you, they hearing you talk, and like I said, I'm a truck driver, so I'm meeting a lot of people far as at truck stops, at what you call it? Different shippers and receivers, and you talking to people, and you talking to people, different truck drivers, and whoever you talking to, then like they hear the talk, and then they immediately, where you from? You from up north? You from New York? Whatever. Yeah, New York. Oh, where in New York? Brooklyn. Whatever. But it just gave me such a sense of pride being from New York, right? That when it comes to sports, I love to see New York win. You know what I'm saying? It's a New York pride thing more than just I don't like the Knicks or I don't like the Giants. I don't like the Jets because I like the Bulls and the Cowboys. I'm just sticking to football right now, right? Football and basketball right now. But when I'm talking to people and I'm just living life, I'm like, damn, I love New York. And it's a thing that I think all sports fans can acknowledge, and that is when New York teams are doing good, the sport itself is doing good. For whatever reason that is, it's a major market, all of the things, right? Growing up in the 90s, even though I love Michael Jordan, I love my Bulls. It was great competitive games happening when the Knicks had Patrick Ewing, they had Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell, when they had John Starks, when they had Allen Houston. See what I'm saying? When they had these people, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. I remember all these dudes. I remember growing up and seeing them battles with the Bulls and going against my dad. Like it to me, that was a great time in my life. You see what I'm saying? When the Knicks, that time actually didn't come back to me far as the Knicks being good and me feeling like, all right, cool. Until like the Knicks got Karmelo. You know what I'm saying? Once Melo came back home from Denver, that was a beautiful thing to see the Knicks winning, even though they didn't win a championship or anything like that. But to see the Knicks winning, it was a good feeling. And like I said, that New York pride was like, damn, I love to see this. I love to see this. And as as somebody who lives in North Carolina, somebody who grew up rooting for other team because of my dad, right? I got to fall in love with this Knicks run. I got to fall in love with the hard work of the New York Knicks this season. Last season, I got to fall in love with the Knicks being good again. There was never hate there. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm a Knicks fan now. Please don't take me wrong. But understand, growing up, I've never hated the Knicks. I just was put in a position from my dad where I had to go against the Knicks, and then I just was like that. You see what I'm saying? So to see them good again was one thing. To see them win was such a extraordinary thing because I honestly I didn't think I would see it. Another thing was I'm so happy for all the Knicks fans that I grew up with, including my dad and including people from the hood, people from school that I used to make bets with. I like I said, far as my dad, I know my dad, but anybody else from the hood or from school that we used to always bet on the Knicks and the Bulls, I feel so happy for y'all to see this day. Cause like I said, I'm 41. It was 53 years. I didn't see it in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I got to see some Bulls wins. You know what I'm saying? It was when I was younger and I was a teenager, a preteen, whatever, all of that. But to see this Knicks win, it just meant so much for the New Yorker in me, and it just meant so much for the people that I know who love the Knicks to see that joy. That's just what it is because, like I said, for sports, for sports, I don't really hate people. I don't have a disdain for people. Now, I would say I didn't feel like this when the Giants won, to be honest with you. I did like when the Giants won them 2 times, I didn't feel like this. I don't know if my love for football is deeper than basketball. I wouldn't even really say that. But I kind of loved it for my cousin. But I loved it for my cousin Shane. I loved it for him. But it wasn't really a thing. I ain't gonna lie. It was good to see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a division rival thing. I don't know. I don't know. But I didn't feel as much pride and love. But for the Knicks, I do. And like I said, maybe just because it seemed impossible. And maybe because football is a one game do or die situation. So I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, man, I don't hate the Giants. I don't hate the Jets. I don't hate the Mets. I love the Yankees. I like I said, growing around the country, I'm more of a Yankee fan. I remember trying to go out to the parade during school when the Yankees won. You know what I'm saying? Like we cut in high. I was in high school at the time when the Yankees won one of them in 2000 or something like that. I think it might have been 2000. And where my school was, the ticket tape parade was up the block. It's one block up from my school. So, but I just want to say congratulations to the Knicks. Congratulations to New York. It's good to see the Knicks back competitive. It's good to see them winning the NBA championship. I wish Melo could have brought it home, but Melo from Red Hook, so that just him, just seeing him there, uh, Starberry being, and I'm naming them too because they're Brooklyn born players who played for the Knicks, and they try to bring it home, like was it Jose Alvarado, like that, like stuff like that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's so beautiful just to see New York born and bred players playing for the Knicks, bringing it home, winning a championship. They got the supporters of the old players. Like you don't really see that. Like I don't really know too many organizations that have that. I mean, we see the Lakers with they'll hire Jerry West for their front office. They'll hire Magic Johnson for their front office. A lot of former players may become front office staff or even coaches, like assistant coaches and all that. But for technically, you want to say for a lot of the Nick players who aren't on the coaching staff, who not in the front office, to make for the Nick organization to have had front row seats for former players at home, and then to have front row seats for players at away games. And like you seen John Starks and you seen Patrick Ewing everywhere. But I think they're a part of the team or something. Or Allen Houston's a part of the team or whatever. But like I said, you seen Melo, you seen Latrell Sprewell, you see we need to get Oakley back in New York, but we seen Oakley in San Antonio. Like that's beautiful. Like that whole thing is beautiful to me. Cause like I said, that just bring me back to a time. That bring me back to a time as a kid and just being competitive with my dad. Then, like I said, going to school, betting $5 and being competitive with the homie Marcus, stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And just the New York in me. And with that said, I just I just want to play a little something. Maybe this get took it down. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not monetized off this, but let's get a little snippet of this right here. Yeah, that's all we need. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do too much. I don't. I know YouTube and it might take it down and give me a strike or whatever. I don't know. But I'm gonna just leave it at that right there. But let me. I might get one more in just because it's because I love the feeling. I love the sounds of New York.
New York City, please go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on this heart of mine.
It's right now for
I'm losing my level.
from where
Lines of another. New York
Lisa
City, please go easy on
Heat makers, yeah. Crack music.
John Crime.
Yeah, New York. We in the building. Hi, what else we got to talk about? What else we got to talk about? It's a lot of things. Uh, I know I spoke on this before, that Carmelo Anthony case down in Texas. I said in one of my shows, I said he would have a hard time beating that case, and because at the time what had came out, when I think when it kind of first happened, at the time what was said was he ended up stabbing the boy. He ran away, and he was saying, like, I guess the cops caught him. Whenever the cops caught him up, like, he didn't run away far as he ran home. Like, he just ran from the particular scene of the crime or whatever. And like he might have went to another bleacher type of thing. I'm not saying he ran off, but like, I didn't follow the case, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't follow the court proceedings, so I don't know all of the things. But what I'm here to say is, I just want to reiterate, he would have a hard time beating that case simply because one of his first statements, at the time, what they were saying was, "Oh, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't like," and all of that type stuff, right? And I was saying, as a person who took gun classes, who's who I legally carry a gun for work purposes, and being in the state of North Carolina, I have a legal license to carry a gun. It's an open state. I can carry it on my hip openly and all of that, right? I got my concealed carry. I can carry my gun concealed. We take these classes like I'm a licensed armed security officer, right? And so when they teach you in these classes about a good shoot, a good shoot, you kind of you could transfer that to to any deadly force. You could transfer that same that knowledge to the use of deadly force. You see what I'm saying? It's not just deadly force with a gun. It's just to the use of deadly force. These is the criteria that must be met. Now, I've always gave this disclaimer. I am no officer of the law. Please consult your legal team. Please understand the laws in your particular district, your particular state, your particular county, your particular whatever it is. So no, in no way, shape, or form am I saying just because I know the law in North Carolina that it will automatically apply to a Texas outcome or Texas jury or how they see it. But it's the generality of what you must understand. That case was gonna be hard for it. I don't like I said, I don't even know if they brought this up. But simply because intent matters. To be honest with you, intent matters. You if you kill somebody, if you kill somebody and you're claiming self-defense in any shape or form for whatever reason, your intent on killing them must be purposeful. You must say I killed this person because I was in fear of my life. I was in fear of great bodily harm that is either being put upon me or like imminently about to be put upon me. See what I'm saying? Far as like if the person had a gun, a person had a knife, and they're coming to you, and they're like a couple feet away if they had a knife, or they're however far away, and they brandish the gun, and no, I killed this person on purpose because they were about to kill me or give me great bodily harm. There is no, oh, I didn't mean to do it type of situation when somebody is now dead. Please understand that. The second thing, I don't know if I said it before, but I know now. I mean, I want to say it now. Is the jury of your peers, the jury. Now, was it Jerry? The jury. When you're going into these courtrooms and you're taking your case to trial, you have to be aware of of who can who's gonna be the people sitting in on your case and determining what's factual and what has should have been done, right? What's factual and what's reasonable for whatever actions you took, right? And I'm saying this because not to go towards Carmelo Anthony and his lawyers. This is for the people I'm talking to. I'm using his case, but talking to the people. I'm saying that because the people who are sitting in as the jury matter. I am tired. I am tired. Hold on. Before I say that, let me add this too, because this plays in. It doesn't play in the Carmelo Anthony case. This plays into what I want to say. We just had the jury just let off the Asian man in South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina, from killing that young black boy because he thought he stole the water or he brandished a gun or he thought he brandished the gun to his son. They chased him out the store, down the block, and he shot him in the back. And the jury in that case just let him off, right? That was in South Carolina. Now, now let me bring it back to what I'm gonna say. In both of those cases, the people on that jury panel determined the verdict of whatever was presented. We as a people, I'm tired of hearing on these podcasts. I'm tired of people seeing on putting things on their social media saying, oh, the court. It's not the court, bro. It's not the court. It can be the lawyers. It can be the charges. I understand that. But it's the jury. You have to take pride in who's sitting on this jury pool. We have to understand whether you're the defense or the plaintiff, who who's going to be sitting on the jury pool in your particular case. We have to stop making these broad statements that, oh, the system, the court, the system. It's not the system. The system could be as corrupt as it want to be. The 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 lawyers could be corrupt as they want to be. The judge could be as corrupt as they want to be. But in your particular case, in your particular district, in your particular state, in your particular county, whatever it is, you have to understand, if you taking it to a jury trial, who are you going to be judged by? We have to stop framing it as it's the court, it's the system. I know as black people we are mad, but we have to start blaming these individuals that heard whatever they heard and decided these things. I'm just tired. I'm just tired because like we comparing the Carmelo Anthony case to the case in South Carolina, and it went and both of them went against the black person, right? I get it. I totally get it going against the black person, and now we feeling away. And I feel away too. I don't like me, I don't consume those things. That's why I don't I'm not here to speak on that per se, right? I want to use it to get to convey my real message as this right now that I'm doing. But I don't want to speak bad on Carmelo Anthony and his choice of going to trial, whether he should have went to trial, knowing what type of jury was potentially who's gonna be judging him. I don't and that didn't go well. And I'm not gonna go against the court system in South Carolina because that particular jury and what that was and who gave the charges and they charged him with this and that, and of course he wasn't gonna get forgiven. I can't get into all of that because you as an individual you got to know that. But what I want to speak to and for the people is the people. For the people, we just have to stop blaming the system for everything. And if the system is to blame, you as an individual have to insert yourself within the system and become one of the jury. Not that you can say, hey, let me just be on this case. But when you get your jury duty notice, we have to stop turning it down. We have to stop frowning our faces. We have to stop doing these things because we leave it to chance from people who don't know, not knowledgeable, to live in a state of being, not the state itself, state of being that I don't know what goes on in the hood. I'm in the suburbs. They call me for jury duty because I live in this particular district. So when I see this particular case, oh, that got to be what they say it is, or that can't be what they say it is. See what I'm saying? So when for podcasters and for people to get on their social media and spread the narrative of the system, the system, the system. Yes, I get it. But no, it's these individual people who are determining the outcome. If we had somebody in that jury room to say, nah, let's talk about this a little more. Let's add some context to what people saying. Like they said this. There's a context to that. Let's not just leave that out. Let's bring up the case of Carmelo. Like I said, I didn't follow it. I'm not really here to dissect it in that way. But what I'm saying is, if they put out, hey, this person was under the tent, this person comes up to him, and yes, there might be an intimidation factor that factors into this Carmelo's decision, right? Can we all say, hey, if somebody is fighting you or attempting to fight you, should you pull out a knife and stab them or whatever sharp object you have upon yourself to stab a person? Can we all say, nah, that's not a reasonable thing? You can. But can some people say, I think that is a reasonable thing? You can. But if there's nobody in the room to have that debate, the people who's to say, uh nah, I live in the suburbs. If somebody just wanted to fight me, I might just let them hit me and call the cops. See what I'm saying? Or I might cover up. I'm gonna try to fight back, and then I'm gonna sue them or whatever else. They may not even understand why a knife comes into play. Like there's many people that say, "Yo, if somebody wants to fight you, fight them back. Whether you win or lose, just fight." You know what I'm saying? We seen it as black people. I talk to my black people. We seen it in Friday. And Friday, Pops come in, Craig got the gun out the drawer. What he go? Hey, what you need that for? You scared? You scared to fight? You scared to lose the fight? You put that gun down because I didn't raise you like that. I raised you to be a man. I raised you to fight. If somebody's gonna fight you, whether you win or lose, whether it's two, three, four people, if somebody putting up their fist, you could take an ass whooping, but come back another day, and then you start delivering the ass whooping. Whatever it is. See what I'm saying? But put that gun down because that gun or that knife is potential a life ender, and there is no more fight after that. And like I said, can people feel like that? Yes. But if that room, that jury pool, and I'm not saying there wasn't no black people or colored people or people who understood it that got rejected, because I heard that too. Certain people got rejected off the jury pool and all that, whatever, whatever. But what I'm saying is, if it's enough people, if you understand how the courts go, there's only so many ejections that can happen, that there's allowed. If that jury pool is full of people of color, full of people from with different walks and backgrounds, and it don't have to be someone lopsided. But with all that being said, it still could go the wrong way, right? It still could go the wrong way. But we have to understand where you take your jury at, where they may decide to move the case to, because I think they said that about the Carmelo Anthony case. I think I heard that, but I just know this for a fact. Like certain cases got to be moved from certain districts because they feel like the jury pool is tainted, right? Or people say they do that for better outcomes to lean either way. Like if it's a black man on trial, let's move it from the hood. Let's put it out in the suburbs because a bunch of suburban people will be less likely to feel impartial to this hood defendant or whatever, whatever. We know all of the tricks of the trade at this point. We know all of the tricks of the trade. But what I'm saying to you is still we can't say the the people in we can't say it's a system thing because the laws and understanding of the people in South Carolina may not be the laws and understanding of the people that's on the jury pool in Texas. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, even if we do take losses on multiple counts, let's start making that a talking point. is what I'm getting at. To me, it's too many just generalizing as the system. We losing to the system. We got to do like the system ain't gonna change unless there's violence. I stand on that. If you don't know, now you heard it from me. I know you probably heard it from other people. You probably think they crazy, whatever. The system will not change if there's not violence to take it over and redo it. Because the people are who are in place is just passing it down however they need to pass it down to keep the same system in place, right? And then the people who are entering the system one at a time, once they get into the system, they tend to get brainwashed and then fall into the system. Not even brainwashed. Let me rephrase that because I don't like to put out shit like that. Say you have a governor, right? Somebody who, well, not a governor, but a person who's running for governor. You have a candidate running from governor, a politician. You have a politician who wants to run for governor. And they come into it with this spirit of change. It's gonna be change, 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 change. It's been ran wrong this whole time. I'm coming for change. Cool. Once they get elected, because on change, 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 they start getting into the system and start learning, oh, this person takes money. This person takes money. This person wants money. This person, I got to get money from him. This person that. And all these people to this one person, it ain't going to change. And then what they do, they start learning the system and then eventually falling in line. That's what happens when you get one person through the door and these particular systems. This system is built to run a certain way. If you're not trying to run it that way, you need to get up on. See what I'm saying? Because that one person coming in the door that one time is not going to change the system. The only, in a sense, the only person who was able to do as much damage that I've seen so far was Donald Trump and those executive orders. Now, Donald Trump understood. I've never heard Donald of presidents doing so many executive orders at one time in my life until Donald Trump. Right? And like I said, I'm not big on the politics. I don't know if you know. I watch it here and there just to get some type of understanding. But I'm not saying Donald Trump has done the most executive orders or anything like that. Like I wouldn't know the statistics on that. But what I'm saying is it's been plastered on the news as if Donald Trump wants something, he'll do an executive order, even if it lasts for 48 hours. See what I'm saying? Even if it lasts for 24 hours, Congress get in there in the morning. Oh, strike that down, cancel that, whatever he did. Hey, but for his constituents and his voters, right? Donald Trump looks like the man because now he did something. He might have got the train rolling. They didn't even get fully started, but he got the wheels rolling, and then the power of the people had to come strike it down against him. So now he looks more like the man. You get what I'm saying? It's a look thing. It's a perception thing. When so, but for most people, when they get in the office and they try to do it the right way, because like we all know, Donald Trump is not a career politician. Like when they get try to get in the right way, and you try to go to step, and you getting shut down, doors closed, and you realize, like I said, this person takes money for that type of order. Oh, I need to get some money from these people to funnel to these people to get that done. Called lobbyists and all of that, right? That person who went in there for change slowly changes until into the system. However, back to Carmelo Anthony and the young man in South Carolina. And to all the podcasters, all the outraged people on social media, I stand by. Let's make one of the talking points about what's going on in that jury room and who the people in that jury who we need to talk to. Because we for too many years we keep making it about the system. We need to really start talking to who was in that jewelry room. What did you hear? What did you see? What was your understanding of why you came to the verdict you came to? See what I'm saying? Like I just hate, like I hate the generalization. And let me move on from that generalization to something more lighthearted, but in the same tone. I watch these podcasts all the time, right? And like I said, this is a lighthearted from that particular topic, but it's in the same vein. The Grammys, right? The Grammys and most other award shows. Now, I'm just throwing this out here just to lighten the mood, y'all. But I want to segue it because it's the same vein of thing. Every year, the Grammys come around, and an artist of theirs don't win. They start saying, "Well, the Grammy didn't want that. The Grammy board ain't gonna let that happen. The Grammy board," which is cool with me. I'm not a big music dude like that, as anybody may know. Like I love music and I ride to music or whatever, but I like to hear people talk more, whatever, whatever. But I'm not like music aficionado or nothing. But I hear these podcasters, especially Joe Budden. You know what I mean? Everybody know I'm a big Joe Budden fan. Uh, I hear like when Grammys come, they start saying the Grammy board wouldn't allow that. The Grammy board didn't want them to win. The Grammy. But then like the more you listen to people, Joe Budden podcast, I'm referring to them. Like you hear Parks. He votes for the Grammys. I think Dr. Mark Lamar Hill votes for the Grammys. Joe Budden has a Grammy vote. Like all of these people have Grammy votes. So to me, I always just wanted to understand: are y'all saying y'all vote a certain way, and the Grammy board then gets to say, "Nah, we don't want that. We rejecting all 80% of y'all who pick Summer Walker to win uh best R&B, and we just gonna go with the people who we like." Is that what y'all saying? Or do y'all not vote? Like I know Parks votes and I know Dr. Mark Lamar Hill votes. Or are y'all the people who don't vote but then say, "Oh, the Grammys don't want them to win"? To me, you can't do both. Or or it could happen like that. Like y'all have to start coming out and saying, "Yo, I participated, I voted. I know a certain amount of people voted for this person, and the Grammy board struck it down, and they picked this person, the money, or this person had a studio behind them, and the studio paid the Grammys money." Y'all got to start saying that instead of just this generalization, the Grammy board, because every time the Grammys come around, y'all start saying how oh, I'm voting. That what confuses me. It's been confusing me for years. And like I said, this is just some parallel for people who it's too harsh to hear about the court system thing. Like either you participating in it and they going against it, or you not participating, and then like I've heard Joe Button say, "Man, I gotta vote, but I don't vote. It's too many things to vote for," or They want you to vote for all of these. Like I gotta vote for all of the hip hop, which I do know, or this and that, and I don't know none of them. And Eminem wins because he's a white man, and all of the white voters rock vote. But then when they hip hop side, they don't know, right? Just like you and know the countryside, or you don't not know, but you're not really in tune to really who should win or not. So are you just going with the popular name? So are you saying all of these white people are voting hip hop and they just going with the popular name because this is the popular name for years? So they're not gonna really get it right? Like it's so many things that I just don't understand of the mind of people when it comes to the participation in things. It's either you participating in it and somebody is going against you, or you're not participating in it and then you're just blaming it on the whole system. Who gets to choose the Grammys? I don't know. I've been listening to these musical podcasts for years, and every time somebody loses, they be like, it's the board, it's the Grammy board, it's the Grammy board. You gotta sing for the Grammy board, to get nominated, and all of these things. But somehow you gotta submit at a certain time. You gotta have a backing by the by your label, is certain people with votes that they don't use their votes, and certain people who do vote. And I just don't get it, yo. Like this whole, we have to start being specific about what we're doing and saying. I'm tired. 2026. I'm tired of the generalizations of things. And just to bring it back, I know jewelry pools are, they can be they don't have to speak out. They could be private in their decision, right? It's not like I don't it's not like a law to where once the case is over, now the jury of that particular case have to speak and have to say their decisions, right? Or why they did what they did. But if we want to find some type of understanding or get that insight, some of us who are in that room need to start speaking out. See what I'm saying? Like if I was in that Carmelo Anthony room, and let's say I voted against Carmelo, right? Or let's say I was holding up because they only deliberated for 3 hours. They said, but let's say I'm in that room and whatever happened. We ended up convicting Carmelo, right? Finding him guilty. Just come out and maybe not even put it on the other jury members. This is what happened. This is what this was cooking into consideration. We heard this, but this didn't match that. And rule, or it can be a rule, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if it can be a rule. Could you pass at least one jury member, maybe the foreman, at the end of every trial, at the end of every jury trial, there has to be some type of debriefing to what went on in that room. But we have to find out what is being considered, because like I said, the system could be the system. The judge could be the judge. The lawyers are gonna be the lawyers. They all gonna play their cards how they need to play it. The judge might let something go, like let some evidence in, or might deny some evidence because they may be looking to be the senator one day. So they gotta have they want to have a certain record to where, oh, this judge always sided with these people. Like, judges be known. Like the lawyers know when they get a particular judge, oh, they know, oh, this judge is hard on this thing, or this judge is easy on these type of cases, and they know. You see what I'm saying? Lawyers be knowing what judges be liking and what judge we need to get for this particular case. Just like people know who's good at what type of law they good at, whether they do accident or business or whatever, people still know the good people in that particular field. And but what we gotta start understanding is that jury matters. The system could be the system. The Grammy board could be the Grammy. But we gotta start talking about the individuals of the jury and the individuals of who's voting in that Grammys. So the next time I hear next year, 2027, when somebody don't get the Grammy they want, I want to hear on Joe Budden podcast, Roy and Maul podcast. I want to hear on Ray Daniels podcast. I want to hear on whoever's podcast that's musically inclined. Hey, I called such and such. I know this many people have Grammy votes. I know he got a Grammy vote. I know Steve Stout got a Grammy vote. I know Jay-Z got a Grammy vote. I know Elliot Wilson got a Grammy vote. I know B-Dot got a Grammy vote. I know Joe Budden got a Grammy vote. I know Parks got a Grammy vote. All y'all people know each other, bro. All y'all people know each other. So stop blaming on the Grammy board and start calling these people who you voted for, who you voted for, who you voted for. Or you could call before, who are you voting for? Hey, we trying to get such and such a Grammy because their album was number one. They had the best album. I know you gotta vote, you gotta vote, you gotta vote. Or I believe as much gossip as being told to Joe Budden about whatever. I would say the strippers may know who got a Grammy vote. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe these music people, they be going inside the strip club telling the stripper, yeah, I'm out here voting on the Grammy tonight. When they start, yo, what you got going on? Hey, yeah, I'm in the studio and I'm making my Grammy votes right now. Whatever. I don't know. Somebody's talking to somebody. Y'all know who votes is all I'm saying. So start calling these people out. I'm not even saying by name. I'm just saying these are your peers that quote unquote vote on the Grammy. Stop making it this broad system thing. The Grammy board. Like I said, unless you coming out, Parks or whoever, saying, yo, I voted for this. I know 100 of us who voted this way, so I don't know where they got that number from. What I don't know that. I don't know the actual statistics. You see what I'm saying? But I know all you music people know other people who vote on Grammys and all of these other things. So I'm just tired of hearing the system. I'm tired of hearing it's the board. I'm tired because like I said, all these things could be corrupt. They all could be corrupt. But there's a part in the system, there's a part on these in these voting booths that got to deal with the people, the regular people. And we got to start talking to these people if we know these people to find out what is going on. You can't have all these Grammy votes and all these people voting on the Grammys, and then when somebody don't win, we just blame it on the Grammy board. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying let's not blame it on the Grammy board. I'm saying let's talk to everybody we know who got voted. If all of us voted for Summer Walker, why she didn't win? If all of us voted for Chris Brown, why he didn't win? I know for a fact we got screenshots. We took pictures of all our voting. So these 200 people voted for this one way. What happened there? That's what I guess I'm gonna end it on that right there, man. Cause I don't know, man. I'm gonna end it on that because it's just too much going on for me. Uh, once again, shout out to the New York Knicks. We gonna end it on a positive note. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Uh, I wouldn't say let's try to run it back because trying to get my Bulls right all day every day. I'm trying to get my Bulls right, but shout out to New York. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Let's ride this thing out next year. We start 0-0. Let's get to it. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.